Yo, what's the deal? What is the deal? Let's get let's get this stream set up a little bit right now. Um Post that there. Post that there. Mm-hmm. Post that there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Get it shared up somewhere else here. Um um let's see what we got here. Mm, 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 mm. I know y'all see on the screen. Give people a couple people a chance to get in here. We got weather implications today, man. Weather. But that comes with the territory. Good morning, Pat. Good morning. Yep, the weather comes with the territory. We just gotta, make our way through it. Okay. Let me get through here. Yeah, I had to send out a text message and things like that. Weather is definitely important to look at, especially when making your slips. Definitely, it is. It definitely is because we're gonna put it up there on the screen right now, right? And I am trying to find my post here. Bear with me real quick, guys. Um, and I just can't find it. Trying to pin it. Boy, these social sites are weird. Okay, there it is, right there. Bang. All right. So, uh, oops, I dropped something. Yes, man, Jordan. Uh, Shout out to him, man. He definitely needed. Man, I stopped betting on him for a second on the home run side of bases and stuff like that. But my Astros finally woke up, especially with their bats, especially Jordan. Yep, definitely did. So shout out to him. Shout out to them. I've been a Astro fans low key, but it is what it is, right? Um, Now we got weather, so let's go through the weather real quick. New York, you got some weather. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys take a rest on this slate or whatever. Be careful though, and just keep your eyes up on weather and weather updates, man. You can also profit from some unders and stuff like that too. So pitcher unders and things like that. You can definitely profit in that sense. New York Yankees at Detroit, nasty stuff, but probably good enough. Cold, 40 degrees, windy, 15 plus miles an hour, blowing out to left, with occasional light rain and potentially and rain snow mix at times. A delay or late start is possible, but the rain is never all the way all that heavy. So if they want to play it, they can, right? So what up, Mackie? Orange and yellow, right, for St. Louis. Unfortunate time in here as we're dry all day and night, except roughly 7 through 9 p.m. with a line of showers moving through during that time frame. I think a delay is fairly likely, though it may come in some form of late start. I do expect they work around the rain and get the game in, but we'll see what the plan is pregame. Temperatures in the 40s with winds out to left at 10 miles an hour. St. Louis, Pittsburgh, that was it. Los Angeles Dodgers in Washington. Close call here. A swath of heavy rain moves in from the south. And for now, models have DC just north of the heavy rain, being impacted by drizzle, light rain for most of the game. If that heavier rain comes in just a few miles far north than current forecast, it will be a washout. Current expectations is a complete 9 innings without stoppage, but there's definitely room for this to change significantly by late afternoon update. So make sure you're looking for a late afternoon update for this Dodgers game. Uh, Toronto at Boston. It rains basically all day today in Boston, and temps are in the 30s. This is gross stuff, and they may hit us with an early postpone on this one. This is not baseball weather principle alone, right? So with that being said, the light rain does look to thin out a bit during game time hours. So perhaps they will play in on and off drizzle. It's doable, but it's terrible. We'll just need to wait and see what the team plans on doing, honestly. Right? So more weather implications. Now, yellow green for this Miami and New York Mets. A bit more straightforward here, thankfully. Any legit rains hold south. They will likely just pay through a few sprinkles or a few showers here without any stoppage. So we look like we can do something here with this Miami and New York game. Orange, yellow for my Chicago Cubs. Texas at Chicago. Yuck. Each game is uglier than the last. Temps around freezing, 32 degrees. Winds blowing in from left at 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 30 miles an hour. So there's some serious. Are we going to play in this weather concern? If they do play, it will likely be without any delays, just miserable. It's also insanely good pitching weather, so long as the pitcher can still feel his fingers, these should be fine, right? So, man, we got weather here. I just don't like the sound of it, man. I don't. So, I started looking at this last night and I stopped. I didn't even, um, you know, it is what it is, man. The weather is just terrible, man. So, what's up, Ed? I just, man, So at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? Got to deal with the weather, and like I said, I didn't really want to, I didn't want to record, but um, I'm gonna go through it though. We're gonna go through it. Jackson, I'm now partnered with Jackson, right? Wonderful site here. Um, your AI sports companion. Just what it is, right? If you have a free plan or something like that, you can definitely get I think you can get 5 free prompts a month. I will be doing prompts here, and you also get access to like the sheets and things of that nature, right? So I'm really a big fan of the sheets. I'm really a fan of their sheets. You know what I'm saying? So I mainly look at the NBA and the NFL, MLB or the MLB for the most part right now. Uh, just to give you guys an example of, these are the sheets, right? And you can select the sheet, player props, consistency sheet, 100% consistency sheet, prize picks, underdog, home run sheet, right? And even this is what Jackson likes right here. Everything right here is what Jackson likes, and he's going to give you the over or the under, right? Also, without even typing in a prompt, you can see that Jackson likes the over right here for St. Louis, Pittsburgh. This is a hit for Arenado, and I could just click this chat box right here, and it's going to tell me exactly what it likes about this prop, right? So Nolan Arenado has been consistently hitting the over in the hits market, achieving a 100% hit rate in his last 10 games, making the over a solid pick. So he's had a hit in the last 10 games, right? Telling you exactly why. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So that's really, really, really good, right? So as you can see, a few hit rates right here. I have a 10 of a 10, as you can see right here. Ramos bases, 10 of 10 right there. And sitting at a half, a hit, sitting at a half a hit, one hit there. Jacob Wilson, the over, a hit. Jacob Wilson over bases. Volpe, a hit in 9 of his last 10, things of that nature, right? So definitely can be really, 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 really helpful to help you save some time and doing what you need to do, right? You can also hit the drop down menu here. You can get all games, how many games back here, last 5 season, whatever. Games without a certain player. That's interesting. The lines, over odds, and you could also hit it straight to one of these books that they're supporting, right? So you got Prize Picks, FanDuel, ESPN Bet, Caesars, MGM, what Rivers, whatever. Click it right here, and it'll put it right over here in the slip, right here to the side, just like this, right? So when I get ready to read off, what I like right here, I'll come over here to Jackson, add it to Jackson, and we'll keep on moving, right? Things like that. So at the end of the day, I will be incorporating this a lot. It's gonna help me, help me out with the streams, and help me out in areas that I'm really not knowledgeable in, right? You can also, if I really wanted this here, I can also, hit the link, hit the button right here, and I can actually download it right here, or create a link for it, or whatever the case may be. Download it, share it on social media, so it makes things very, 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 very easy for you, right? So we'll be using this along the way. Don't know how I really want to incorporate a lot of things here, but I know one thing: you guys can come on here, and I can pick out the best question throughout the stream, and I'll ask Jackson. We want to be detailed and give detailed information when we ask these questions to the AI chatbot, which would be Jackson. And he's going to give us. Yesterday, I didn't go back and fact check, but we did pull up some home runs, and we did look at some first baskets. Jackson, you can ask it anything. Team totals, spreads, just a lot of things, man. It covers a lot, and it tells just to us sports better. So uh, you could even get a free tier. Now I do have a promo code. Is D Bets, all capital DEE Bets. I'll get it put on the screen or in my bio soon. But D Bets 25. Excuse me, and that'll give you not the hiccups, the sneezes, and that'll give you a discount. I want to say 25% off your purchase. Bottom tier is 25. That's 10 bucks a month, and I think you get 250 free prompts. Prompts with that, all the way up to I think we might have a. Let's see. So you could try for free here. Uh, you got a starter kit at $9.99. 39.99 for the 99 for the essential, and 99 for the premium, right? So it just keeps on moving up. So at the end of the day, that's monthly. What did it say? Yearly. That's what you can save yearly, right? So at the end of the day, very nice tool. You'll see we'll be using it, and it is what it is, right? So uh, let's get some sheets up here. I just want the regular sheets, which would be the MLB there, and we'll work from here. Now we know that we got nasty weather and things like that. We also use game day insights. So it is what it is. Now, so first game on the docket here. I kind of looked into the first game here. I can go back with it, go back to it again. It's a few things that I like here. To help refresh my memory, I can go back to Jackson over here, and right off the back, I'm starting to remember what I liked. Right, So one of the spots here was Torkelson, right? Torkelson, he looked really, really good, right? And and you can get a hit even if you're using the parlay piece. You can get a hit for him at minus 145 on FanDuel. He looked pretty good for what he's getting ready to face, right? Um, and then Casey Mize. Now I'm still trying to make my mind up. His 4.5K sitting at 4.5 at minus 110. I'm still trying to make my mind up here for the simple fact that I am looking for value, right? And I'm not only looking at that 4.5Ks, I'm looking at that 5.5, that 6.5. I just have to decipher to see if I think he can get there, right? Uh so you know that's what I'm really looking at for Casey Mines. Just to see if I can get to 6Ks, maybe 7Ks for some extra good, extra plus money, right? I haven't seen if Jackson likes this play or not, but it is what it is, right? And so I could take a look here and add Casey Myers and just take a look here and see what Jackson would say about this or whatever. And it looks like Jackson probably likes the under here, right? So, hit the menu here. Looks like Jackson likes the under here. And guess what? I can click right here and see why, right? So, analyzing Casey Mize. Casey Mize over 4.5 strikeouts is a solid bet, considering he had, oh, he likes the over. He likes the over. I'm tripping. So, at the end of the day, and he gave him 6Ks last year. So Casey Mize strikeouts is a solid bet, considering he had six strikeouts in his single game against the Yankees last year. Now we know the Yankees will strike out versus right-hand pitching, uh, so it is what it is, right? We just need to decipher if uh, Casey Mize has that stuff to get him right. So that's where I'm at with that situation right there, right? So one thing I would say is prize picks. Prize picks have been glitching on me for a while, and they have not. It won't open up for me, right? So if I hit play now, it's giving me this, right? I can't even pull up prize picks. I don't know what the deal is with that. Even if I try to log in right here, it won't let me log in. So that's it's unfortunate, right? I need to figure out what I need to do to fix that. So that's just another hiccup in the game right now. So, but it's on the other side though, the New York Yankee side. I do like these New York Yankees uh, bats, left hand bats versus this pitch mix of Casey Mines. So I'm kind of torn, right? So first and foremost, we're looking at the fastball. He's throwing that fastball 40% of the time, right? So we'll rewind this here. So to the lefties this year. So the fastball this year, last 7 days, Jazz Chisholm has a bomb there. Trent Grisham has a bomb, and Trent Grisham has been looking very, very good, right? So look at all this green. This is just versus the fastball alone. It is what it is. Now, if I add in the splitter and the slider and see what we got, right? The splitter, I'll add in the splitter and the slider at the same time. And this is interesting, right? So we know how good this team is versus lefties, but versus this pitch mix, this team looks pretty good. This this year, just this year alone. A lot of barrel rates here, man. Jazz Chisholm 17.8, Cody Bellinger 15, Trent Grisham 13, Austin Wells a 28% barrel rate. The fly ball is up for these guys, right? It's up 35 for Jazz, 48 for Cody, 46 for Grisham, and 57 for Wells. Isolated power 762, 727. Like, ooh, whoa, shit, right? So I mean, that's it for the significant pitches. The I don't normally put anything up there at under 10%. If I do slide this knuckle curve up there, it's probably gonna throw everything off. But I could throw the knuckle curve up there just to, just to just to fool around with it. If you want me to, I could just throw that up there. But it doesn't make too much of a difference because I don't think they've seen it, right? But man, that's a whole lot of green there, right? But when we go ahead and look at last year, that's just this year alone. Last year, I don't expect those guys to be looking like that all year long, truth be told. But last year, guys like Trent Grisham, he did have 9 bombs on that pitch mix. He was striking out. The barrel rate, the fly ball rate, and everything was still there, right? The isolated power was at 330. OPS was at 915. Cody Bellinger last year, he had 10 bombs. The fly ball was there for him. Isolated power, everybody had isolated power was respectable versus this pitch mix. So my thing is, I'm having trouble pinpointing which one I like. Even though this game would be at night, I could flick a night switch on it, and then if I switch a night switch on it, you know, um, these guys still look good. You know, eight of Trent Grisham bombs came at night. That's interesting. There, he had a 47 fly ball, was striking out, but man, I got the hiccups now. First off, sneezing, then I got the hiccups. Then Jazz average was down at night, but he had 9 bombs. Cody Bellinger had 9 bombs, and Austin Will had 12 bombs. That's just with the night filter. And like I said, I'll go back to the in general filter there, and just it is what it is. So um, all of Trent Grisham bombs came that night, and then the last 7 days, Trent Grisham does have a bomb. He's 2 for 3 versus this pitch mix. He's been looking good, right? I'm never opposed to betting on him right now, right? So it is what it is. Okay. Um, it's a pick your poison thing right here, right? So see who's going to be in the lineup. It is what it is. That's going to be interesting. Flipping over here to the righties here. Um, he threw that fastball, slider, sinker, splitter. Almost made 10%. I might slide it in there if it's going to be a difference deal breaker or something. But the fastball and the slider is his top 2 pitches he's thrown, right? So looking at the fastball versus righties this year, look at the righties versus this fastball this year, and who doesn't like a good fastball, right? So the power numbers for Volpe is there. As you can see, he's got 2 bombs, 462 ISO on that fastball. The fly ball is up for 50 for him on that fastball, as well as Judge and as well as Paul Goldschmidt, right? So Paul Goldschmidt was in such a wonderful spot yesterday, man. Either way it go, though, the next pitch here we're looking at would be the slider and the sinker, right? Slider. Now that's his top 2 pitches. Okay. Slider and the sinker, right? As you can see, the strikeout rate here, right? So versus the slider and the sinker this year is super red, right? So versus the righties is where I'm coping interest with in the strikeout area. But sometimes you can wait till the lines drop when the lineups come out and you can see who's in the lineup. Then you can start say, well, hey, the organization knows the righties strike out a lot. Maybe they're gonna put in a bunch of lefties today, right? Because the lefties wasn't striking out as much, and that's keeping me from pulling the trigger on Casey Mize. The 4.5, I still think he could get there, but I want to go beyond, right? I want to go beyond. I want to go beyond to get some plus money, you know. So don't have a lineup out yet, right? The projected lineup has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lefties in there, right? With Goldie, Judge, and Volpe. So the projected lineup has 6 lefties in there. I imagine they try to get as many lefties in there as they can. Okay, that's the way I think they should play it. The New York Yankees. Um, so we'll just have to wait and see, right? But But finishing on here, putting in what was the sinker? I'll put the sinker in there. And like I said, we're only looking at a few lefties here, righties here, right? The Volpes, the Goldschmidt, and the Judge. For right now, whatever, right? Look at last year. Judge was in fuego against that motherfucking pitch mix. He had 27 bombs versus that pitch mix. Stanton, they need Stanton, but Goldschmidt had 16 bombs versus that pitch mix. You know what it is, right? Flick a night switch on it. Um, and Judge looked okay, right? So I mean, it is what it is. It'd be Judge and the lefties right now, right? That's what we're looking at. Judge and the lefties, right? So, I see Green and stuff like that. You got to figure out if you think they can hit him, right? We got an over under of 8.5. That just plays into the fact that we can probably we can do some hits, right? Hits, runs, and RBI, stuff like that. Okay, you can use a book like 365 and 365 you can they give you the option to bet the hits runs and RBIs, and you can get the option to bet like one hits run and RBI. I really like that when I do my bankroll builders and stuff like that. FanDuel lets you do it like that too, and I think one or two other books let you do it like that, including DraftKings. But when you get the no, DraftKings don't let you do it. But like I said, right here, when you get the hits runs and RBIs, you could. The thing about Bet365 that separates it from all the other books, as soon as the lines drop at night, you're able to get these, right? The alternates, right? And that's major, right? That's major. And then I haven't seen a book that lets you go up to 7 and 8. So when you think somebody's in a great spot, man, you can go back here. These are hits, runs, and RBIs, right? It's not it's not as hard as you think it is, right? It's not, right? So I mean, you think somebody's in a great spot to get 7 or 8 hits, runs, and RBIs is not that hard, bro. It's not that hard. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not, right? And I show you guys box scores and things of that nature all the time. Just when you feel like a game is gonna pop off, then that's where you at. That's where you attack it, right? Looking at ESPN here. Perfect example. Yesterday, I caught the Teoscar home run. I bet him and Tommy Edman. But when we betting these home runs, these guys, we expect these guys to be in great spots. Home runs is not the end all be all, man. It's not. It is not the end all be all, man. You got bases. You got hits, runs, and RBIs. Hits, runs, and RBIs is my favorite prop. You guys know this already, right? So looking at which I didn't expect this game to pop off like that, but looking at the box score here. Um, so we were on Tommy Edman yesterday, right? I took his 3 hits, runs, and RBIs. I mean his 2 hits, runs, and RBIs, and I took him for a bomb. And I ended up profiting a little bit. I only put him for a bomb for a little bit. Teoscar Hernandez, uh, historically versus lefties, right? I took him for a bomb. He cashed it. I think it was a plus 550. He cashed it, right? Historically versus left-hand pitching, he's been the guy, right? So, while everybody's zigging on Edmund, you had to zag a little bit on Hernandez, right? So, looking at Hernandez, his hits, runs, and RBIs, he went out there and had 2 home runs, which accounted for 5, 8, 10 hits, runs, and RBIs, right? Which accounted for 10 hits, runs, and RBIs. Um, Max Kepler, he hit his hits, runs, and RBIs. We liked him. I liked him, right? Uh, Harper had 5 hits, runs, and RBIs. It's a lot of ways you can hit this prop, even if it's 1.5. Kepler didn't have any hits, but he had 2 runs. Long story short, it's multiple ways to hit these props, and it is what it is, right? And then at the end of the day, when you get an opportunity to at least to bet one, or when you're doing bankroll builders, like mathematically, any 3 minus 300s will get you the plus money, right? Will get you the plus money, however you look at it. So I could even, oh shit, they won't let me. All right, let me log in then. See if I can show you guys. So we doing bankroll. You can take your favorite three batters, right? And your favorite three batters and just slap them up there, right? Let's just go right here. You can say but for this video's sake here, I would go, let's say Judge, Goldie, and okay, so you'll get a minus 120, right? For just for the top three, the highest three bats, right? You get that at a minus 120 right there, right? So um now that's a minus 500 in there, right? But if I put Cody Bellinger in there, that's gonna give me the plus money, right? Right on the head, a 375 or 3. So mathematically, on this is just about any book mathematically, any three minus 300 get you plus money, right? Just if you want to do it on a bankroll building side, right? But this prop is not a hit, it's not a run, it's a not RBI, it's any one, right? Any one, right? So you can just go take your favorite three batters and just say, hey, I'll take it for one apiece, and then and try to give me a plus money lick out of it. Now, from this game here, we like the lefties, right? So let's say we win Cody, Rice, and Jazz are plus 125 to hit this, right? It's easier said than done, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. Y'all get the drift. Y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying. Now, back to where we were. Um, where the fuck were we? All right, so judging the lefties, right? That's what we like here, right? I haven't pinpointed exactly how I want to do it, how I want to bet on them, things of that nature. But Jubs and the lefties, these guys are in play, right? I like them. On the flip side here, looking at Detroit, right? So I'm gonna go straight to Detroit. Now, what do we know about what do we know about what do we know about Detroit? What do we know about Rodon? Um, historically he's pitched his worst on the road versus righties and righties in general, right? So, Rodon, Rodon. Okay, not the sexiest weather or anything of that nature. I'm gonna keep it real with you on that. We already know that. But taking a look at some of his splits here, last year, um, take a look at some of his splits last year here. And it won't be long before we start looking at this year's data. So get ready for that, But excuse me, I'm burping and all types of shit, man. But as you can see here, he had 31 bombs. 3 of them came versus lefties. 28 of them came versus righties. He does know how to give up a bomb to a right hand batter. So it is what it is, right? Um, home and away to righties. He gave up 13 home runs at home to righties and 15 home runs on the road to righties. So he would give up bombs to righties, right? This year, I think let me see, game log. This year, he's given up uh, two bombs, one versus Arizona, one versus Milwaukee. So the Arizona game, he gave up a bomb to Uriel. He's a righty. Milwaukee game, he gave up a bomb to Vinny Capra. Capra is Capra is a righty. Hmm. Ain't he a righty? Yes. So at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? He didn't gave up two bombs to righties already. Now, we're going straight to the righties. Ain't no, and y'all know who I'm looking at, right? I know y'all know who I'm looking at. Torkelson. So, um, Rodon, he's a lefty. Um, last year he's thrown that 50% that fastball 50% of the time last year. This year He's throwing that fastball 40%, probably en route to 50%. So he's giving up 3 bombs on that fastball, right? So we'll look at that fastball right now. On fastball, let me see this year. Change up, slider, curveball. Change up, slider, curveball. So he's doing the same thing. Change up, slider, curveball. Last year on that fastball, he gave up 24 home runs. 24 to righties. 24 home runs to righties on that, and 34 extra base hits on fastball. So the fastball is up there. We're going to look at this year so far, including spring training. Da 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 da. He's 3 of 5 to that. 2 of those 3 is bombs, right? That's Spencer Torkelson. He sits at the top with a 1200 ISO, right? 101 exit velo on that pitch, 2 extra base hits, 2 bombs, 4 hard hit line drive balls. So on that fastball, 5 at bats, 3 hits. 2 of them were extra base hits, so 1 of them had to be a single. Those 2 that were extra base hits had to be a bomb, but he hit 4 of them was hard hit line drive fly balls. 2 of them was launched. A 40 barrel, 100 hard hit percentage, a fly ball at 60 hadn't struck out. 20% walk rate, probably walked once. So that's just the fastball alone. Put up the slider here. He's batting 500 with this combination here. A 30% K rate. He just went from a 0 to a 30, so he will strike out on that slider. But he hit it, one of them for an extra base hit. As you can see, it moved from 2 to 3. The power numbers are still there. Change up. Add in that change up. Um, so that pushes him out to 7 hits on 17 at bats. Isolated power, everything looks good still. It warmed up that strikeouts a little bit here, and I'll add in the curveball because I think that's going to get to 10%. I'll add that in for right now, right? The curveball just to for shits and giggles, and that puts him, keeps him in the green and brings his K's percentage down a little bit. But looking at these pitches and look at who we can look at up here. I mean, Torkelson would be a decent candidate, right? To I mean, I think people can agree with that. That's this year. I can look at last year, and I mean, the fly ball was there for him. He had 6 bombs. The isolated power was still there at 347. Uh, you know, what do you want me to say? I can flick a daytime switch on it and see how things look then. He looks a little bit better there. Isolated power is higher at 487. Most of his bombs came in the daytime. The fly ball is up to 51. Today's game would be in the daytime. OPS over 1100. So, I mean, he's a candidate. He's a candidate, right? He's a candidate. It's a match in some shape, form, or fashion. He would probably be the only guy that I'm looking at on the right hand side. For these lefties, it gets kind of tricky, right? It gets kind of tricky. Um, you know, Kerry Carpenter, a lot of times he don't even be in the lineup like that, right? But he threw that fastball last year, 47% of the time, followed by the slider, 43% of the time. Those were the 2 pitches he was throwing. So versus lefty. So if you want to take a look at those lefties, because lo and behold, Kerry Carpenter has been on a heater, right along with Kerry with Riley Green. And I tell you guys, sometimes Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, they similar players. They similar like the same guy, man. You know what I'm saying? So similar in similar areas. So but versus lefties, I mean, this year might be a different story, but last year, oh my God. So Kerry Carpenter is 2 for 3 right now. Riley Green's 3 for 8 on that fastball. I'll throw the other picture up, the pitch up there. It's only 2. Let's get it, right? So we can slide out of here. That's the slider. Bang, this year. Riley Green is green, and then Kerry Carpenter is green as well. Both of those guys have a bomb. The strikeout rates are there. Um, Sweeney, he has a bomb as well. He likes that pitch mix versus a lefty so far, right? So far, right? So far. But last year, take a look at the numbers last year. They were strikeout artists, right? All these guys, right? So whatever lefty you could even think of was a strikeout artist last year. 34% for Riley Green, 37 for Sweeney, and 33 for Carpenter versus this pitch mix. Parker Meadows. Everybody was a strikeout artist in that regards. You gotta have to see how they want to construct this lineup, right? And I mean, Riley Green and Kerry Carpenter really was trash, right? I mean, he wasn't even batting 200 versus this pitch mix. All his numbers looked terrible, right? Riley Green, he played more. Granted, he played about two or three times more games than Kerry Carpenter, so his numbers. He had a chance to catch up, but historically he wasn't that great versus lefties either, right? But they do have okay numbers. Parker Meadows had okay numbers. The thing about that is just they would strike out. So um, looking at Rodon strikeouts, um, sitting at 6.5 at plus money. Um, he hasn't. Let's see what Jackson has to say, right? Let's see what Jackson has to say. Let's look at all players. Let's search Carlos Rodon. I use that as a starting point for this prop right here, just to see. Let's see what he has to say. He leans towards the under. Why? He's going to tell me right now. All right. Carlos Rodon has struggled against the Tigers historically, failing to hit the over in their 2024 matchup, suggesting the under 6.5 strikeouts is in play, is the play, right? So now, when you're messing around with Jackson and stuff like that, it's nothing is guaranteed to be right, whether it's Jackson, you, me, anybody, right? You can use this to your advantage, or you can use it, however you want to use it, right? But at the end of the day, it definitely can be helpful in certain situations. Do not solely rely on this right here, right? But at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? So I like the site. I really like the site. I'm partnered with them, so you'll be seeing this, early and often. Remember, if you guys got questions or that you want me to ask, that you want me to ask Jackson, then just let me know, bro. Just let me know, right? So it is what it is. And I will go through a list of things that he likes, all the props that he likes, to give you guys an insight on how this can help you, right? So right now, the Judge, the lefties, and Torkelson, right? Judge, the usual lefties for New York, and Torkelson is in a good spot, right? It's in an okay spot. Um, for some power, man, straight up. So that's what I'm looking at there in that Detroit game. Um, so I went through, like I said, I went through weather implications and stuff like that, right? Um, St. Louis Cardinals, the Dodgers, um, Blue Jays, all these guys, man, a lot of these guys got weather implications you can see right here. Make sure you're watching out for the weather. Let me see. Ooh, I exited out of it. So we do have weather implications. So I mean, I'll take it. I'll do some drive bys on some bats. Come on, man. I'll do some drive bys on some bats here. Next game. Matthew Liberatore, Pittsburgh. Um, let's take a look at those lefties there. Um, Slider, sinker, fastball, cutter. Pittsburgh. This year. How did it look last year? right. What was he doing? Slider, sinker, fastball, cutter. Okay, he's doing the same shit. Slider, sinker, fastball, cutter. Not the biggest sample size or anything of that nature there. As of right now, ooh, wee. Red is red. That's this year though. Oh my God, last year. Look at last year. Ooh, that looks bad. Mm, 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 mm. Terrible. Damn. Let me see. Wow. Libertura. He went 6 innings versus the Angels, 4 strikeouts, 6 hits, 3 runs. 9 strikeouts in 16 innings, 4 walks, no home runs in the minors. I mean, spring. Hmm. Last year, oh no, well, look at the righties this year, which he's throwing same shit. Mm. Look at all that K rates and all that, man. Hmm. They don't look like nothing, man. They don't look like nothing. Um, what's good, D? Does Jackson figure in the weather too? Um, that's a good question, right? Let me see something. I don't think they figure in the weather. I don't. Do you take weather in consideration when you make predictions? I don't know if I'm going to get an answer for this one, but we'll see. You get five free a month. Then you rolling with me. You know, I stream. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. So it says absolutely, weather can definitely impact sports predictions. Factors like temperature, rain, and wind can influence player performance and outcomes. I'm gathering more information on how weather conditions are factored into sports predictions to give you a more detailed answer according to the Google search research. Weather plays, whatever. Okay, right. As temperatures climb above this range, mm, I'll be right with more back with a more comprehensive breakdown. So weather, weather. What I would say about that, even while Jackson's working in the background, I can move around. But what I would say about weather is, I think you want to, I think you want to manually do that, right? And I give it to you every day, right? So right here, Kevin Roth. This is the Twitter. You want to go here if you don't know about it already, right? But I think you should, definitely put your stamp on the weather, right? Because right here, this is the weather page. I read the weather off earlier. If you didn't catch it, but and then he will update things throughout the day. So before you waiting on weather and stuff like that, go back to his Twitter page, see what he's saying, read the comments, things like that, right? On all his posts and stuff like that. But I read the weather here. That's why Twitter is so X or whatever you want to call it, so informational. And then, like I said, you could come back and read some of the comments. You know what I'm saying? Um, my guy Prop, thoughts on the Dodgers and Nationals. My guy Prop, shout out to my guy Prop. One a great capper out there in the streets right now. Um, right up for every game with no weather is in that link. Nats game is included. For what it's worth, that's the game I haven't the biggest question about. We'll need to see the radar pregame to have a better idea. Would love to be sitting on first base, whatever. Right? He said, I would love to be sitting on base side, freezing my ass off. Right. But at the end of the day here, yeah. So, check the comments of some of these games and stuff like that. See, so he'll give you, now there's a postpone right here. And I kind of felt like that game's gonna get postponed yesterday, but you get the drift, man. You probably want to, get those weather implications, stamped on your get used to it. Get used to it on your own, bro. Yep. Follow him. Be on it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Um, I don't know. So this is Pittsburgh. They're playing who? Right, St. Louis. Right. So I mean, I can't look at. I don't like anything from this game. Maybe some hits or something like that. I don't know. Especially judging off numbers from last year, but this year. But last year, I mean, it's still early in the season, a lot of lefties, you don't get a big sample size on lefties and stuff like that. But Brian Reynolds, if you look for a hit, last year, Joey Bart looked pretty good in the power category, but he would strike out. Let me plug up my computer here. But you'll get it. Not one of my favorite game here, but let me see. Night games. And night games last year, Joey Bart looked good. Nick Gonzalez, Brian Reynolds, he looked like he was a little bit more of a complete hitter, not for power or nothing like that, but a little bit more of a complete hitter. But and then the same thing with the same thing with the St. Louis side. I mean, it wasn't a lot I didn't see a lot of power around, right? I was just, mainly looking at a lot of small ball, a lot of hits. St. Louis, they don't strike out a much, so you can look at some hits and things like that for St. Louis, right? Um, Suggested questions. How does the wind speed typically affect baseball games? And you can provide examples of games where wind had a significant impact. That's a strong question right there. Can you show me a list of the top 5 weather related factors that most significantly impact NFL game outcomes? See, you can actually a lot of things, right? How do you adjust player performances projections based on temperature changes? especially for endurance sports like marathons or cycling. So you can ask it a lot of stuff. Those are just some suggested crash questions that popped up along the bottom of the along the bottom. So those can be some questions that can tell you. So when you asking questions, and then you get an answer, and then it will counter you with some suggested questions down here at the bottom, things like that, right? So it is what it is. What I will do here is I will go since I will go here. For, this is a game here that I'm gonna try to cut some time, right? Because Pine is designed to help you cut some time. I mean, Jackson is designed to help you cut some time. So what I can do here I can go here. I'm going to go to the St. Louis and Pittsburgh game. I already know we got hits. We got weather implications, right? I already know that. And then I did kind of glimpse over it. I didn't see a lot of stuff that didn't stand out to me, but I think Jordan Walker stood out, as you can see him right here. Aaron Arenado, I just said that, for a hit or something like that. I mean, these guys don't strike out, and the guys that you're seeing now are probably the lower strikeout guys. So Brian Reynolds popped up right there for a hit. He was the only one that looked pretty good. And then boom, there goes Joey Bart. So see how it's lining up with what we just seen because Joey Bart and those were the only guys that looked like something, right? Stolen bases under O'Neal Cruz. So at the end of the day here, walks for O'Neal Cruz under. That correlates with the stolen base under, walks under correlates with him not getting his ass on base, right? So a lot of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? But I can say sometimes we're going through Jackson for this game right here, and just looking at see what these guys like, right? So starting with Arenado, I think we looked at Arenado. How about Jordan Walker, right? Take a look at Jordan Walker. Um, they're definitely going to give us the hit rate because he's hit this number in 9 of his last 10 games. Jordan Walker's recent performance indicates a strong likelihood of exceeding zero point 0.5 bases hitting over in the 9 of his last 10 games. So if you sign up for the free spot, for the free, make sure you look around, man. Because I don't know if these answers right here count towards your the amount of inquiries you get to ask them all a year, but I don't know if it counts towards it. But at the end of the day, you can probably look right here. So that 9 and that 1, that means he's over in 9 of his last 10, right? You could also flick it towards um, games back, you could just go this season, right? And then hit apply, bang, right? So if you're, and then like I say, if you want to post this on social media, you take this here, even if you're on mobile, boom, you can download that. It's gonna give you that. I know you see it across the industry. I will be using it, right? It's gonna make it more. I'm gonna be using it because I'm gonna be doing a lot more short form content and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be using it, things like that. So at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? You can take this, download this, and shoot it out to wherever you want to shoot it to. But let's go through this game and see what they got up. So a lot of overs here. Hits, runs, and RBIs. Lars Newbar. Brian Reynolds for the hits. Over a half a base for O'Neal Cruz. The usual suspects. I could see Frazier getting a hit. I could see instances where him getting a hit. Nothing too spectacular here though. Hits, I couldn't talk you off a hit, right? But I can't go no farther than that. I ain't even gonna lie. Not gonna go no farther than that in this game. I could be wrong, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But that's just this game in general, right? And then I'll just keep it moving from here. I hit reset. It's gonna put everybody else up now, and then I can sort it out. They don't have home runs up here, but bases, hits, runs, and RBIs, pitcher outs, pitcher strikeouts, RBIs, runs, stolen bases, walks. Me, I like hits, runs, and RBIs, and that's my favorite prop. It's been my favorite prop, whatever case may be. And I don't get me wrong. I don't. I want to. These might be in order from game by game, right? So you can come on this line here and you can snipe you some, right? Come on up here and snipe you some. The under. They like Riley Green to go under. His hits, runs, and RBIs at 1.5. Taking a look at some of these right here. Another under. Nathaniel Lowe, his runs and RBIs. They got him going under 1.5. They have Jackson Holiday going under. Jonah Heim going under 1.5. Um, they have Seiya Suzuki and Dansby Swanson going under 1.5. Um, Jackson Merrill. I want to find. I know Suzuki would strike out, but that's my Cub. So hey, I just the fan in me gonna stop and say, hey, why, right? So let's just go back and see because I haven't looked at that game. Um, and then I lost it. Oh, there they go right there. So let's say Suzuki. Let's see what he has to say about Suzuki. Now I know Suzuki will strike out, but we'll see what's gonna happen. What he says. Says Suzuki his run RBI is under 1.5 because he has struggled at home this season, going under this total in 100% of his home games this season. So he's played about 3 home games, I want to say, and he's went under in each and every last one of them. So, I don't know how much you're going to take that into consideration, but you do know how to go back and cross reference, and because we research this every single day, right? So, it is what it is. I will take the center single filter off. I mean, reset that. How about you guys know I love pitching outs and strikeouts. So we're going straight to the strikeouts, right? Now, my guy is on here. So Logan Webb, they like him for the under. Over 3.5. They like that over 3.5 for Simeon Woods Richardson. Casey Mize, they like the over. I wanted to take a stab at the over. He's projected for 4.6 strikeouts. They have him projected for 4.6. Michael Lorenzen, they have him projected for 4.53. That puts them over the line, which is going to lean them towards the over. Hayden Wineski, his strikeout sitting at 5.5. He's projected for 5.54. That lets them know that they're going to lean towards the over there. Say Koda Singa. I don't mind taking him for man as long as his leash. I like him all the way up to 6-7, man, straight up 8, 10, whatever. I don't know what, but the command got to be there. His strikeouts in at 6.5. They got him projected for around 7 at 6.9. That pushes him towards the over. Matthew Liberatore. We just looked at how bad this Pittsburgh team looked last year and up until now versus that pitch mix, but I'm still scared to bet on his 3.5. They project him to go over. They had him projected at 4. That's how bad it looked, right? So all this, the research can line up, can help out, right? Carmen Milowski, they got him projected to go over. I don't know what I want to do here. Now, Dustin May, this is an interesting play here, right? Because at 4.5, I think there's room. I think there's room where we can get to a 5.5 or a 6.5. I have to dig a little bit deeper, and that's what I was actually looking at this slate for, was for strikeouts, right? So right now they got him projected at 4.79. I can see instances where he can get to 6, probably, right? But we'll see. They got him projected to go over. Richard Fitz, they have him going under versus Boston. And Easton Lucas, they have him going over, right? So let's see what they had to say. So Michael King, they have him going under versus Arizona. We're gonna look at. I'm gonna look at these and Hunter Green. Y'all know, come on, cut it out. Y'all know that's my guy. Y'all know I did not really took the over. But I have been talking a lot here, and what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to do this. I'm going to go back to the weather. We know we got weather implications in these games here, right? We know that. I ain't going. I'm gonna skip these games. I'm gonna still look at these games while I'm at work. Drop some in the Dub Club, all that. But right now, I'm gonna take a look at like 2 more games with you guys, right? Uh, and I'm going to take a look at the let's take a look at the 8.5 over under the Baltimore Orioles and the Arizona Diamondbacks game. We got to take a look at this game, right? We got to take a look at this game. Um, got to take a look at this game. Um, Zach Gallen at home. Boy, I need to see what this game has in store for me. Straight up, I need to see. So let's go. Then I'm gonna give you guys some plays. I'm gonna give you guys some plays, right? So let's take a look at the Baltimore Bats real quick. No weather implications here, so we know that, right? Um, versus right hand pitching. Decent pitching matchup. Zach Gallen, who I think could get hit today. So, uh, let's go. Adley's got a bomb versus him. Okay. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay. We're gonna go Zach Gallen, fastball, knuckle curve, slider. Righties, righty matchups. He's throwing that fastball 49% of the time. Same thing. So he's doing the same thing. I'm gonna go with let's look at this year. And then the knuckle curve. Let's add in that slider. Motion detected at the front door. What was this? Garbage. Wind. Okay. This year, um, Tyler O'Neill does have a bomb. They not striking out on this pitch mix this year so far. Well, Tyler O'Neill, Mountcastle, Urias, those guys ain't striking out on this pitch mix so far. So they got that working for them. Tyler O'Neill got some major power coming through this year, right? So Tyler O'Neill doesn't have a bomb. Um, two extra base hits last week versus this pitch mix. I didn't bet on him for a home run in 2 games, right? So um, I'm going to have to look at Tyler O'Neill here again, right? How about last year? O'Neill was striking out. Um, all right, let's take a look at the lefties for this year. Fastball, knuckle curve, changeup. Fastball, knuckle curve, changeup. What about just fastball? So they definitely green on that fastball this year. Cedric Mullins got a bomb. Cowser's got two. Adley's got one. Holiday's got two. Um, Knuckle curve. This screen ain't nobody really seeing that. Changeup. So it's the lefties you really want to look at. Tyler O'Neill is going to be there for power for sure. Um, wow. Um, it's a lot of green. Bigger sample size. Look at last year. Okay. Cowser had 10 bombs with 20 extra base hits. Gunner had 11 bombs. Hmm. 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 So interesting. Um, let's look at we probably want to target Arizona bats here. Take a look at Arizona bats. Zach Eflin this year he's throwing 5 pitches this year. Last year he was throwing 5 pitches again. Damn, it's a lot of pitches. All right, so okay, the top pitch he was throwing was that cutter, right? And we'll go take a look at Arizona's. To lefties, he gave up 26 extra base hits last year and 11 home runs. To righties, 28 extra base hits and 10 home runs. That curveball versus lefties, he gave up 6 home runs last year. To lefties. So let's take a look and see what we got here. Cutter versus the lefties this year. How about this year? Few people not striking out. They ain't seen it like that though. Sinker. Here come Corbin Carroll. Gavin Smith. So nobody's really striking out on it this year. Um, uh, Looking at his numbers there versus lefties last year, he had a 22% K rate. That's not gonna really do it. Let me see something. Eflin doesn't have any home runs versus these guys. Suarez struck out 7 times versus him. Uh, hmm, okay, interesting, right? Corbin Carroll, man, he's been on 5 versus pitch mix, batting 462 versus pitch mix. Pavis Smith 390, Josh Naylor 360. This year versus pitch mix. In the last week, Corbin Carroll was batting 385. uh, with 100 extra velo averaging versus pitch mix. 3 bombs, 5 extra base hits, 4 hard hit long drive, 3 balls launched. So what's going to have to happen here is I'm going to have to let's take a look at Corbin Carroll, some of his exit velo logs and stuff like this, right? So um, on the 6th, 98 miles an hour, 98 exit velo ground out, 105 exit velo um, double, 115 exit velo, damn, triple, 88 pop out, 110 bomb, home run, 111 home run, um, fly out, strike out, grounded to double play, and a 100, 105 with home run, 105 double, 98 fly out, 115 line out. Uh, it's just when you hit them like that, that means, man, every time I come up to the plate, I'm seeing this motherfucker good, right? And you just vibrating that motherfucker every time. Pow, 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 right? You seeing it good, man. You seeing it, he's seeing the ball good. He's seeing the ball well, right? So Corbin Carroll versus a righty definitely should be leading off. Pevin Smith, Josh Naylor. So it definitely the lefties here. Carroll, Smith, Naylor for me. That's just going off of this year alone, right? I could flip the switch to last year. I didn't even look at last year, but um, and then we have no Cattell Marte. Pavis Smith last year. I'm still chasing that home run from him, by the way. But um, he bat 350 on that with a 325 isolated power, 15% K rate. These lefties was not striking out. These lefties was not striking out. 20 bombs for Naylor, 37 extra base hits. Corbin Carroll, 14 extra base hits, 40 extra base hits, 14 home runs. Marte is not playing. Man, Perdomo. Uh, Perdomo had 20 extra base hits on that as well. Keep in mind, these lefties were not striking out. Even if I flip the night switch on it, these guys hit a little bit better at night, right? Now Josh Naylor had 20 bombs, 18 of them came at night. It's gonna be he's getting ready to he gonna click back. It's still early in the season. He gonna click back. He gonna click back. I believe Josh Naylor is gonna click back here, right? Mm-hmm. So of the actor, I mean Naylor, Corbin Carroll, Smith for sure. Naylor, Corbin Carroll, Smith for sure. So what I can do here is I can go over here to Jackson, and what I'm going to do here is click on this Baltimore Arizona game, and nope, not for strikeouts. Reset that. I'm going to click on this Arizona game here. I know I'm gonna probably like okay. I'm gonna end up Corbin Carroll here. I'm gonna add him. This is just a hit. I'm just slap this on over there and figure out what I want to do for a little later on. Corbin Carroll over there, Josh Naylor over there in the list over there. Put them on the list over there. Bam. Put them on the list over there. Um, who else? Tyler O'Neill. Put him on the list over there because he's a ticking time bomb right now, right? Mm. I want to figure out if I want to take him for something large, right? And then I haven't seen. Okay, there's Pevin Smith right there. I'm gonna put him over there on the hit list, right? So it is what it is. And I looked at the righties already. Yeah, I did look at. No, did I look at the righties? Let's see. No, I did not look at the righties. Where he's doing sinker, cutter, curveball, sweeper. Suarez got 4 bombs off this shit. Last week he been bad. They've been bad. These righties ain't been looking good. The last week, this is the last week. The righties ain't been looking good versus pitch mix. So the last week, the righties been looking cold, right? So at the end of the day, I'll definitely be looking at those lefties for sure. But the last week, these righties been looking cold there, right? So even though the green is there, that could have been back then from previous, but we'll see. It's still green. It's still green. Flipping it over to last year here. Mm. Suarez, he'll strike out, but he definitely in play. He'll strike out though. Man, he had 19 bombs versus this pitch mix last year. 13 of them came at night. Randall Grichuk looked good at night. Okay, so coming over here to DraftKings, let me go over the picture props. Now, so I'm telling you right now, you know what though? Let me see. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over here to reset all props, strikeouts. apply that. Now, Casey Mize, I'm thinking about going there. Okay, that's over there already. Logan Webb, it's a lean for right now, right? It's a lean for right now. So what I'm gonna end up doing, I didn't even cap that, right? So Kodai Senga, 6.5 is a yes. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Yes. Dustin May. We know we got weather implications here. But I'm tell you one thing, I wouldn't take the under. Hunter Green, yes. Logan Gilbert at home, I lean towards the over. Now going to pitching outs here. Hunter Green is a yes. Whether it's a parlay piece or not. Um, Evaldi, I have time to. I haven't looked at this right. I normally bet his stuff over. Should be good in pitching weather here. Um, right as of right now, it's a yes for me. Right, the plus 120. Logan Webb pitching outs. I wouldn't take the under, so I'm leaning towards the over. It's an over for me. Over or nothing. Tell you that. Michael King, the strikeouts for Michael King, but um, I have to do a little bit more digging here. But I'm probably going to take the over on outs and maybe the over on strikeouts or tease it down a little bit, right? Logan Gilbert, over on outs. You're going to get good plus money at plus 130. It's a lean, right? It's a lean. You say I can't. You can't see Irvin. You said mix on Irvin and game day. Irvin, um, Irvin pitched yesterday, right? Irvin, Irvin pitched yesterday, didn't he? Um, I'm gonna tell you one thing though. I don't know if you know about the little box in the corner because you still supposed to been able to see that though. So I'm gonna tell you that. Let me show you this. I can go back to yesterday. No, I can't. I can't go back to yesterday. But there's a little box right here, right? Now I can type in that little box right there. I can type in Irvin, right? and Jake Irvin. Boom. I could put his name up there. Now, his pitch mix is not going to pop up if you have somebody selected over here. You see down here, I got Eflin selected. So once I uncheck Eflin right here, bam, then Irvin pitch mix going to show up right there. See what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, um, right. And then when I flip for left hand, then it's gonna switch right here. When I switch for right hand, then it's gonna switch right here, right? So, but if I got a picture, if I click on the picture name down here while Irvin's up there, it's gonna knock his shit out. So once I put Irvin's name here, I gotta make sure Logan Webb name is nothing is checked here, and then boom, right? So, and then the last thing I will tell you about this over here is guys with them Latin names and stuff with their hyphens and stuff in their name, you gotta put that in, or you gotta find a different way. So let's take an instance. Let's say Sanchez, right? Sanchez, right? So Sanchez. Oh, they fixed it, bro. Hell no, they fixed it. They fixed it, right? They fixed it because yesterday, the people who had them up until yesterday, the people who had them hyphens in there, it wouldn't show up. It wouldn't show up unless you did it right, right? So okay, say they fixed it, but if they didn't, then you have to find a different workaway how to spell it, right? So that's different. But at the end of the day, yeah, for sure, for sure, you can still pull up their pitch mixes for anybody. You just have to if sometimes they're not over here. Sometimes they're not over here. They're not over here, right? So what was I saying about Michael King? Now, one thing I want to do here is I'm gonna tell you with this Michael King shit right here, man. What I'm gonna say here, matter of fact, I got I'm finna look at this game next, right? I'm finna look at this game next because this ballpark, right? We can't forget about this ballpark. This ballpark is probably gonna produce runs all season long. This ballpark, I can say, I don't know. What I was gonna say was I was gonna say the Athletics ballpark bolstered Chicago's runs, but then when I came and looked at it, oh, my Cubs putting up some runs early on. Right now, as of right now, I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna toot my own horn nothing like that. But they put up some runs, right? I thought it was just that series in Sacramento, but you're gonna have good weather out there, and I think those park dimensions are smaller, bro. So, I'm getting ready to look at this San Diego game right now, and if I might, I might, I might take a back seat on Michael King K's, or I might not, right? So let's take a look and see what his K's is again, because I was just getting ready to add it, and then I thought about it, like, wait a minute, let me back up, let me back up a little bit here. Now we do got an over under 8.5 in this spot. Let me picture props here sitting at what 6.5 for Michael King's K's, Luis Severino's at 4.5. Okay. Um, we don't have weather implications. I did want to look at the games. This is the second game. This is the last game I'm gonna look at, right? A few games. Checked out a few games without implications. To give you the first game, one of those middle games, and then this game right here. So, but what I want to do here is so this will be his third start. 11 Ks versus Cleveland. Atlanta. 3 strikeouts versus Atlanta. That was crazy. That was crazy as hell. He's supposed to fan their ass, but we'll see. Hmm. 13 strikeouts, 13 innings in the spring, 2 bombs, 7 walks. 7 walks. What was his walks like? 4 walks versus Atlanta. One walk versus. Okay, so I'll keep an eye on that. Let's go to let's look at these let's look at these athletics bats first. Yeah, versus Michael King. Gonna look at these righties here. Um Last year he had a 32% K rate versus right hand batters, right? This year, 'Sink fastball, I mean sinker, fastball, sweeper, changeup, sinker, fastball, sweeper, changeup. Okay, he's doing that sinker a lot. And I know Rooker loves that sinker. I know he does. I know he does, right? I know that shit from last year. So right now, this year though, he's off six to that sinker, right? Who knows when that was, right? It doesn't. Who knows? Last 7 days, he's seen that sinker in two at bats, right? They. But last year versus that sinker, he was in fuego, right? Um, Six extra base hits, four bombs, 11% K rate, 58% hard hit. The fly ball just wasn't up there like he needed to be, and the isolated power wasn't on it like he needed to be. But he was looked good versus that pitch. So let's not, cross things up a little bit. It's early in the season right now. Um, um, this year, keep it on this year, and I will go with the put the recipe: the fastball, sweeper, change up, fastball, sweeper, change up. So Rooker is still sporting that high ass K rate. He's got one bomb versus his pitch mix up until now, from spring training up until now. This year, none of these guys look like nothing. But I don't even know who's going to be starting. But these Shea Andujar, Langoliers, these guys not striking out. Only one striking out is Rooker so far versus pitch mix. Last year, Rooker had 16 bombs. Zach Galoff had 10 bombs. Langoliers had 11 bombs. Um, these guys were above average strikeout artists. Um, Anajar stuff was down though. His Ks were down. Wasn't hitting for power though. Nighttime. Okay. Um, Lefties. The walk percentage been up this year for him. We seen that. He was walking folks. He was walking lefties. Changeup, fastball, sinker, sweeper. Changeup, fastball, sinker, sweeper. Top pitch was that changeup. Let's see. Tyler Soderstrom got a bomb on that changeup. Uh, Not within the last week though. Changeup, fastball. Top two pitches, changeup, fastball. Lawrence Butler, Soderstrom. They like these pitches. Lawrence Butler has a bomb versus this pitch mix, and both of these guys got a bomb on that fastball within the last week. They are both five. They have 5 hits for 11, 5 hits, and 12 at bats. So Lawrence Butler and Tyler Soderstrom is waking is arising, right? What's up, Tiff? How you doing? They are rising. They are rising. Right now. Um, they starting to cook. Um, Sinker, sweeper. So Soderstorm, Butler. Blade ain't striking out, but he ain't hitting right now. Soderstorm and Butler. Low K rate. These guys look like these can be the guys. The walk rate is high. We just checked the walk rate. Michael King walked. He's super red. These are numbers from this year. Let's talk. See last year how he fared. Michael King. It was orange. It's bronzish. It's he would walk somebody. Okay. Um, Walks. You have to pay attention to your walks, man. I know I might sound like a broken record, but um, I know I might sound like a broken record, but take a look at these walks, man. Take a look at these walks. Let's go to the last game. Plus 160 for Butler. Who else was that? Soderstrom. He's not up here. Plus 195 for Rooker. Oh, Soderstrom plus 165, right? Walks, you get good money for walks. You get good money for walks. Having doing all right. Having out. I'm blessed, girl. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Thanks for asking. I'm glad you're feeling good about today. So that makes me feel good, right? So walks. Everybody in this game, you get plus money for a walk, right? I could go over Jackson. Jackson is sponsoring this channel for the new people uh uh who ain't who ain't know. I'm gonna come back to that though. I want to finish this out here. Jackson. I mean not Jackson. So all these guys here can walk. Day, all these guys can walk. Soderstrom and Butler are the guys that I'm looking at though. That's this year. I can go to last year and Lawrence Butler had 9 bombs with 25 extra base hits. Um, Soderstrom had 15 extra base hits and 8 bombs. Um, Butler struck out a little bit more last year than he's striking out currently. What's up, Wavehead? What's going on? He struck out last year a little bit more than he struck out this year currently. But all these guys' walk percentage was still up last year, and they can possibly be up this year, right? So that's one thing, and I can throw a night switch on it since this is a night game, and it is what it is, right? So um um judging off this year's numbers here, I like Soderstorm and Butler, right? Both of these guys, Butler's batting a 367, Soderstorm is batting a 419 versus pitch mix, low K rates, high walk rates, and the last 7 days, these boys been good, right? 6 hits on 13 at bats for Soderstorm with a bomb, 6 hits on 14 at bats for Lawrence Butler with a bomb. Okay, so looking at the projected lineup here, let's just say Soderstorm's here, Butler's there. Rooker been striking out. Blade ain't been looking good, but he will walk. And then and Langoliers, I don't remember exactly what Langoliers, but it is what it is, right? Um, Now I'm gonna look at the San Diego side of things. But judging from this offense, I mean, Michael King does have good K stuff. I can see instances where he strike their ass out. I mean, 6.5. I'm not mad at it. I might bet it. Right? I'm not mad at it. I might bet it. Let's look at these San Diego Padres versus Luis Severino's pitch mix, and then we're gonna bounce. I'm gonna bounce from there. So Padres, San Diego, and this will be a righty. We can look at these lefties right off the back here. Clear out this pitch mix. Go down here. Make sure it be this year. Slide on Severino. I'll let him real quick. These are his numbers last year. Showed low K rate, 19% versus lefties. Will walk. Average around 270 last year. Pitch mix he threw fastball, sweeper, sinker, changeup. This year he's throwing fastball, sweeper, cutter. Mm, fastball, sweeper, cutter this year. He changed up some shit. The cutter, he wasn't throwing a cutter last year. He was throwing it in there a little bit. I don't know what to think now. This year he switched it up a little bit, at least for this first one or two games. So I'm gonna stick with what he's doing right now. The fastball, sweeper, cutter. Fastball. Gavin Sheets got 3 bombs versus this past pitch mix in the last this year so far. Jackson Merrill's just been on fire. He's got 1 versus that fastball, rather. Let me get the rest of the pitches up there. Sweeper, cutter. Now Cronenworth is 2 for 7, Merrill 2 for 4, and Sheets 3 for 6 in the last week. So those guys have been hitting some of these guys this week. Yes, Jackson Merrill has been a monster, a man amongst boys, right? So he's here to stay, right? The strikeout percentages are down. I mean, Gavin Sheets right at league minimum and average, or Jackson Merrill a little bit above, but you know it is what it is with that situation. But Merrill, Sheets, Cronenworth, I couldn't talk off a hit or something for those guys or whatever the case may be. Um, Sheets' isolated power is high as hell at 417. He's got 3 bombs on his pitch mix, 200 for Jackson Merrill there. Yeah. Um, look at this last year. Looking at last year, Reyes, it's a matter of time before you get a hit in 40 straight games. You know what Reyes does. Jackson Merrill, 15 bombs and 27 extra base hits last year, and his last year's debut. He's just been killing it so far. Um, so yeah, Jackson Merrill is that guy for me. You know, if I had to take one, so I'm gonna like Jackson Merrill for sure. Nighttime here. Gavin Sheets, can't talk you off Gavin Sheets and Cronenworth for a hit, and Reyes for a hit. But when you're looking for that guy, it's gonna be Jackson Merrill for me, for sure. He's been on fire. Oh, that was a daytime filter. What about night? So at nighttime. Oh, okay. Jackson Merrill likes the night, right? Uh, last year, he batted 310, 255 extra base hits, 255 isolated power, 19 extra base hits, 9 home runs, 41 hard hit line drive, 5 balls, and 16 balls launched. Um, Barrel percentage was at 12. Fly ball is right, is where he at. He wasn't walking though. He's going for the gusto. So Jackson Merrill, Cronenworth, Gavin Sheets, Reyes, those guys definitely in for at least a hit. And switching over here to the righties here, this year, see what we're looking at here. Right hand batters. Um, this year, he'll walk something. Okay, last year, okay, he was throwing fastball, sinker, sweeper. Okay, fastball, sinker, sweeper. So this year, Fernando Tatis off that fastball, he loves it there. Absolutely loves it there this year. Batting 450 on that. Two bombs, like everything green. Um, Machado, 333. Um, no bombs. The fly ball is down. Strikeout rate is up. The walk percentage is at 21.3. 21.3 on that. Bogarts is batting 500, almost 600 versus this fastball alone. No power, 10% fly ball, 0% barrel rate. So there's no power and everything coincides like that. But 21% walk rate on that, right? So, man, uh, that's this year off one pitch alone. Let's put the rest of the pitches up there, which would be the sinker and the sweeper. So add the sinker. These are the two pitches he's throwing 33% or more. The top two pitches right here. So it looks like Tatis, Machado, and Bogerts. Machado, it's got a higher barrel rate. Fly ball is down for all these guys. And let's throw in that last pitch, which would be the sweeper. Who's did they project? I don't even look at their lineup. Um, Diaz, Hayward, Sheets. So I like Tatis, Reyes, Machado, corner, Bogarts. Oh yeah. What's the line of this game? In this ballpark, minus 146 favorites. I would have to. I'm looking at San Diego on the money line, man. Straight up. Uh, minus 146. I'm looking at San Diego here, right? Severino has been Severino. I mean, Severino last year he looked good, man. But right now it'd be San Diego or nothing for me in this spot here so far. Um, so that's still this year. Oh shit! What about last year? Okay. Um, Tatis and Machado prevailed last year versus pitch mix. 14 bombs for Manny, 16 for Machado, for Tatis. Uh, everybody, all the usual suspects here are under league, not striking out a ton. The fly ball for these guys should have been up a little bit more. Tatis ended the year with the higher barrel rate than Machado. Isolated power as well, but I like him. I like him. And you look at Xander. I mean, he can get a hit, something like that. I like that. Yeah, for sure. Um, Nighttime, they even look a little better. I like him. Machado, Tatis, and Jackson Merrill. Line them motherfuckers up right there. In Sacramento, hits, runs, and RBIs, things like that. What's the weather there? Um, 67 degrees. 67 degrees, wind 7 miles an hour. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing right there. Yeah, I like it. I like them. So this is what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna go over here and Minnesota and KC. I didn't look at that game, but I'm gonna take a rain check for right now. Michael King pitching outs. I couldn't talk you off it. All right, let me see. Logan Gilbert. Go to strikeouts. Nope, I'm sorry. Go to strikeouts. I don't mind it. I don't. But what I will end up doing, I'm gonna tell you what I'm end up doing. I might end up. I might end up teasing it down and taking his outs together and closing my eyes and hopefully that shit hit. But or just stick with the bats. I mean, but it's very enticing, right? So I'm gonna put the 6.5 over there as a lean. I'll just leave it as a lean. Save my breath, right? I'm gonna take a rain check on this Carlos Rodon. I'm not gonna add it. I'm not gonna do any of that. Not gonna add Logan Webb's. Casey Mize. Here's a guy that I'm looking at him. I'm trying to go a little bit more. Trying to get 5.5 out of him. I gotta think. Could I sing? I got him up there already. All right. Then I'm gonna roll back here. Um, I'm uncheck that, reset that, go over here, bang, down to the last game here, apply that, and then I'm gonna go with I mean, at least a hit, right? I mean, hit runs and RBIs, whatever you want to go. I'm gonna throw Tatis up there. These bats that I like. More than likely, no, I'm gonna be playing for hit runs and RBIs, but you know it is what it is. So Tatis, I'm gonna throw him up there. Uh, I'm going to throw up Machado, Butler. I haven't done no hits parlays and none of that this year yet, bro. No hits parlays. I have been doing the hits runs and RBIs parlays, but not no hits parlays. I haven't done any hit parlays yet. Jackson Merrill. Did I get Soderstrom in there? There you go. For a hit. I'm just for a hit, not a run. It's a hit. Hit. Maybe I should have specified that, man, before I put that shit up there, man. All right, so um for bats, I only looked at like 3 games. I'm getting ready to give you guys a money shot, and I'm gonna get out of here though. But let's see what we got here. Okay, so look, we got big weather implications here with Detroit game, St. Louis game, uh, Dodgers game, Toronto game, Miami should be okay. Uh, Texas and Chicago could be okay, should be okay, could be okay, right? But we do got weather implications, so keep an eye on the weather situations here. Going down the line, uh, before I get to the weather here, what I'm going to do is um, I'm going. So Jackson, for the people who wasn't here and doesn't and uh, don't know Jackson, they do sponsor my channel here. I do have a promo code. Starting tier starting off at $10, or you can get a free account. I'll ask you if you want to sign up, get you a free account here. Use my promo code, all caps DEE bets BETS 25. And that'll get you what 25% off if I'm not believing. And if you like that, you can move forward with it. And what I will do here is I'll come over here and I'll ask Jackson um, to give me his top home run uh, predictions today. So y'all get off. Oh shit! It wasn't even typing, man. Y'all leave me alone, man. Straight up, y'all know I can't type like that. You need this? Yeah, man. Man, it ain't. I mean, we ain't gonna do nothing to get better right now. But at the end of the day, so it says, all right, I'm digging into today's MLB matchups, pitcher stats, and park factors to identify the top home run prop bets. I'll be back with my recommendations shortly. So, like I said, you can stack this up with your research. You can stack it up with your research and all that, right? You can look at team totals. You can ask it about anything, man. Team totals, I mean, spreads and all that, right? So, um, here are my top home run prop uh, recommendations for today's MLB games based on recent performances, trends, statistical analysis, and available betting odds. Now, Aaron Judge. I'm not going to read that because it's definitely self explanatory. We didn't look at this game. Uh, Cal Tucker, plus 525 odds for a home run at MGM analysis. Tucker has a 50% home rate in home runs over his last 10 games and a season average of zero point 0.5 home run per game. While his performance at home this season has been lower than 25% hit rate, his power, potential, and favorable odds make him intriguing options. It definitely does. Brent Rooker, plus 500 for a home run. Rooker has been in solid form with the 6% hit rate for home runs over his last 5 games and a season average of zero point 0.4 home runs per game. Additionally, his performance as a visitor this season has been strong with a 66.7 hit rate. Suarez, um, odds plus 480 at FanDuel. Suarez has a season average of a home run in per game, a half home run per game. That's particularly been effective at home. With the 75% hit rate in 2025, his power at Chase Field make him a strong candidate for a home run tonight. Nathaniel Lowe, odds at plus 900. Lowe has a 50% hit rate for home runs at home this season and a season average of 0.33 home runs per game. While his overall numbers are modest, the high odds in his home run performance make him worthwhile a long shot. So at the end of the day here, um, they look at a lot of hit rates and stuff like that, and that's what a lot of people I can see it because a lot of people they're trying to go all over the place, right? Like right now, somebody like as of right now, somebody like Vladdy and shit like that, those guys are all over the place because he ain't even hit a bomb this year yet, right? But notice when a hot guys come out hitting bombs, they hit a few. They hit a few before they go away. before they get cold. They hit a few, right? So if you can stick around those guys that hit a few, and that's probably when you all over the place, then that's more than likely when you're gonna take some L's, right? So um and then it says these picks balance recent performance trends, season averages, and favorable odds. Would you like me to dive deeper into any of these players to provide additional recommendations? Now, suggested questions. They do give some suggested questions. Which stadium has the highest home run factors today? And which players are the best positioned to take advantage? Can you provide a confidence rating for each of your home run picks, along with key stats that support your confidence? Give me a detailed breakdown of your top home run prop bet, including batter versus position stats, recent trends, and why the data supports it being a good bet. So those are some ways that you can word your questions and things like that, instead of just going out there with a weird, not even gonna say a weird question like I asked, but no question is a bad question. So I will ask it another thing here. Uh, Give me your top MLB spread bets. Bang, right? So let's see what's gonna happen. Oh, oh. Mm. All right, I'm pulling up the best spread bets for today's game. I'll analyze the matchups, look at sharp money, and get back to you with my top picks. Let them analyze that. And Kyle Tucker. Then, like I said, you can look at the stats. You can look at the best odds here from books. The chart, look at that. And you can also share, right? When you're doing your social media, and you want to say, hey, Cal Tucker home run or whatever the case may be, you can download that, and that screenshot right there. And whether you're on your phone or right here, whatever, you could download the screenshot, and bang, right? So right now we got the odds pulled up here. So number one, minus 115 at MGM. The Yankees are favored to cover the 1.5 spread, with sharp money leaning toward them. 53% of them sharp win percentage against the spread. Despite a close loss to Pirates yesterday, the Yankees offense has been potent, outscoring opponents 28-15 in their last 3 wins. Detroit's pitching staff has struggled, and the Yankees lineup depth gives them a strong edge. That's the analysis right now. St. Louis Cardinals, minus 1.5 over Pittsburgh Pirates. Um, analysis. Um, odds minus 160. What? Um, I don't know about that one, but Cardinals are coming off a tough loss to the Red Sox, but remain the favorites here. Sharp money slightly favors the Pirates at 53.4%. Sharp win percentage. But the Cardinals' offense has been productive, which has scoring 11 runs in the last 2 games. Pittsburgh pitching depth is a concern, making the Cardinals a solid pick to cover. Now they are having some concerns with their pitching staff, so that's good information. Dodgers 1.5. The Dodgers have struggled against left-hand pitching this season, but they face Mackenzie Gore, who has been inconsistent. Sharp money is on split. The Dodgers' superior lineup and bullpen depth makes them a strong candidate to cover the spread. Those are things that you look at, right? If you want to look at some bullpen numbers and stuff like that, I can go over some bullpen numbers with you guys one day. Um, Blue Jays plus 1.5. A parlay piece. We got weather concerns in these games too, but the Blue Jays are slight underdogs, but have a strong case to cover the plus 1.5. I mean the 1.5 spread. Sharp money lean towards Toronto, and their offense has been consistent against right-handed pitching. Boston's bullpen is slightly taxed after a doubleheader, giving Toronto an edge in the later game. That's great information that you don't want to forget about the bullpens and stuff when it comes to back-to-backs, travel, all of that. Texas Rangers plus 1.5 at Chicago Cubs. The Rangers are underdogs but have sharp money backing them. 58.19% win percentage. Justice Steele has struggled for the Cubs, which he has, posting a 6.9 ERA, allowing 5 home runs and 3 starts. Texas offense led by Wyatt Langford, who's been, pretty good, has been effective against left-hand pitching. Give you an edge right there in prop markets, right? You can look at Wyatt Langford versus left hands. We haven't looked at that game. Wyatt led by Wyatt Langford has been effective against left-hand pitching, making them a stronger pick to cover. These picks are based on sharp money trends, trend performance, and pitching matchups. Would you like me to dive deeper into any of these games or provide any additional recommendations? We can look at the suggested questions, right? Can you provide a detailed breakdown of your top MLB spread picks, including for your top MLB spread picks? Can you provide a confidence rating, 1 to 5 stars for each? Can you show me how your top MLB spread picks have performed against the closing spread over the last 30 days? That's nice right there. How they picks have performed, right? That's very nice. That's very nice right there. Can you show me how your top MLB? Let me. I ain't even gonna show y'all that, but that's very nice. That's very nice, right? Um, with the stream, if you guys got any questions you guys want to ask Jackson tomorrow, bring them, right? I'll do one or two, something like that, or we can vote on the best pitch, the best one you guys want to hear from, or whatever case may be. And I want to go one more. I'm gonna do one more. I ain't gonna do this one. I was gonna do the first basket plays. I'll do the first basket. It's only 2 games. See what they say, but it's at the end of the season, man. It's at the end of the season, but you can take it with a grain of salt. Let's say, give me your top first basket plays. NBA. It's only 2 games. While that's cooking up, now I want to do is go over here, put left hand pitchers up there. While that's cooking, slide over here to Chicago. No, slide over here to Texas. Um, and then get Justin Steele ass up there versus righties. Langford is oh yeah, righty, right. Okay. And then get Justin Steele pitch mix up there. Fastball and slider. Oh my God. That's it? No wonder, man. You need another pitch this year. Wyatt Langford versus this pitch mix. 1 bomb in the last week. Um, 2 bombs in the last 2 bombs. Batting 714. What? 857 isolated power. See, I wouldn't even been on that. I mean, I was going probably was gonna catch it, but I really wouldn't have been on it like right off the back right there if I didn't ask Jackson those questions, right? So, I mean, the fly ball is down, but man, a 28% barrel rate, and he's 5 for 7. He's 5 for 7. What about last year? Barrel rate was up on it. Rookie last year though, man, he's getting better. So, man, Wyatt Langford. Okay. They give us 5. Um, who playing today? Heat 76ers. Kings versus Detroit. Miami Heat 76ers. Okay, they give you a few different plays. Okay. So they got Bam. Uh, they got Bam. Miami wins the tip 61% of the time, giving Adebayo a strong chance to win, start the possession. Adebayo has scored the first basket in 18% of the games this season, ranking first on the Heat. Philly wins the tip only 41% of tip-offs, further increasing Miami's likelihood to win the ball. Uh, um, Adebayo is the Heat's most reliable first scorer, and with 76ers ranking 28th in net rating over the last 10 games, he's a favorable matchup to capitalize early. Cade Cunningham versus Sacramento. Detroit wins the tip off 47% of the time. Cade Cunningham takes 9.1 of the first shots. I don't know how if I want to go that route, right? But it is what it is, right? Tyler Hero, he'll be the second candidate for the Miami Heat game. Tyler Hero, he scored the first basket 82% of the time. The rest of this here coincides, right, with Philly having a bad defense. Sabonis. Um, Sabonis. He scored the first basket 10% of the time. Sacramento wins the tip off only 37%, right? But what they're saying is if you do get the tip, if they do get the tip, there's a strong chance that he can get it, right? Then Quentin Grimes with their usage, of course, plus 800, those odds. Hey, it is what it is, right? I didn't fact check these yesterday because I did look at it yesterday. I didn't fact check it, but it is what it is, right? So it is. That's that. That's Jackson. Like I said, you do get sheets. Didn't look at a lot of the sheets, but you can look at the sheets here. NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB. And if I click on the sheets there, it should pull up the sheets. There they go right here. And I can select the sheet, player props, consistency sheet, 100% sheet, prospect sheet, underdog sheet, home run sheet. Um, they don't show the home run stuff. That's one thing. They don't show the home runs. So we can scratch that sheet. But ending it off like this, right? Um, so, okay, here's the money shot before I get out of here. Um, Spencer Torkelson, I like the spot for him versus Rodon, who's given up 2 bombs to righties this year, and 31 bombs. 28 of those bombs came to righties last year. So Spencer Torkelson is in a spot that he can possibly, you know, do pretty good. Casey Mize, I'm trying to figure out if I want to take this. I lean towards the over strikeouts for him. The lefties for the New York Yankees look good versus the pitch mix. Cody Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm, Wells, Grisham, those boys look good. Um, Corbin Carroll looks great versus the pitch mix, right? He's been playing phenomenal. He's got like 3 or 4 home runs lately versus this pitch mix. He's been in fuego. Josh Naylor looks good, not striking out. Tyler O'Neill. Tyler O'Neill. He's got good power numbers. Um, he looked good. Pavin Smith looked good, right? Batting close to 400 versus this pitch mix. Kodai Singer wouldn't take the under on his strikeouts, over or nothing. Same thing with Dustin May. Trying to figure out if I want to go over 4.5 Ks for him, like 5.5 or something like that. But over on Ks or nothing. Hunter Green, over on Ks or nothing, right? He's a guy that got 10K upside. Um, I never bet Logan Gilbert's K's over, right? It's just more than likely it's I might have to change that this year. I'll tell you what, when I'm betting his case, I'm looking to bet his case at home, which he is today. But his outs is really what I want to look at. The 18 and a half, probably around plus money right now. I do want to look at the outs. I did look and see Houston Astros are striking out a little bit more. So that's something to keep an eye out on. Hunter Green, pitching outs. Pitching outs, it's a yes for me. 17 and a half, parlay piece, right? At plus 120, Nathan Eovaldi versus my Cubs. He is capable of hitting this, right? I would only bet this as a straight if I do bet it. It's a lean for right now, but I haven't gotten there. Um, Logan Webb, I would only bet this as a straight. 16 and a half. You get it to seven inning, give us one out. He's capable of it. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. It would be a straight. I would not put in a parlay. Michael King over on pitching outs. It would be a parlay piece for me if I do go this route. He is capable of doing it. I got him up there twice. Pitching strikeouts. Michael King, I'm thinking about betting that strikeout play straight up, right? So it's a lean towards the over. Tatis, Machado, Jackson Merrill. I like all three of those guys, hits, runs, and RBIs. Or up to a home run. Butler, hits, runs, and RBIs. Butler and Soderstrom, I can see these boys getting a hit. You do need to take pitching into consideration. I can see these boys getting a hit. Um, Wyatt Langford, newly acquired right thanks to Jackson. Wyatt Langford, he looks really good versus that pitch mix this year. Um, 5 hits on 7 at bats with a bomb or two versus that pitch mix. I got to add him as well. I only went over like 3 games, right? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Want to short? Peace out. Getting ready to get out of here, man.